Hey, we're back. This is Chris Spiker. Second guests on the show today from Kstarrs Internet Radio Services, Norm and Steve. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you for having us.
And Norm, what's your last name?
It's Becerra.
Becerra?
Yes, that's correct.
And Steve?
Richardson.
Richardson. Kstarrs Internet Radio Service, the supreme boutique radio experience. Help me remember, we're going to mention this trifold, because if you mention the trifold,
If you send it in,
how do you get it?
well, you can pick it up at the chamber.
Pick it up at the chamber.
You can send us an email. We'll send you some.
Okay.
This is our promotional item, so that people can get a free T-shirt for the price of or they can get a T-shirt for the price of a forever stamp.
So I want to see if Jim Whitwer is listening. He's my #1 listener, and he critiques the show every once in a while. Jim, go by the chamber office on Lancaster Boulevard, pick up the trifold, fill it in, you'll get a free T-shirt token.
We'll get the actual T-shirt
You
in the
get
mail.
the T-shirt in the mail, right? Very cool.
Yeah, they just have to put a stamp on it and drop it in the mail, and we'll receive it in a couple of days, courtesy of the U.S. Postal Service.
This will be fun. We'll see who's listening and who wants a free T-shirt.
Absolutely.
So what is Kstarrs Internet Radio Services?
Well,
Steve's going to tell us.
Yeah, Kstarrs started off back in 2012. My sister passed away. We were both musicians through Cal State Long Beach, and I inherited her library as well as the musical library that I have. My musical attributes go from every genre, from classical all the way down to bluegrass.
You've been doing this a while.
Yes, I have.
Okay.
So with that said, when you play music at home, you're only playing according to what the mood is with the guests that come through. And I have this extensive library, so we decided, Norm and I, we had talked about this 2 years prior to that. And when I moved out here, I'm a licensed electrician, moved out to do the solar fields, we went ahead and launched the radio station, and it just took off. So with that said, we're in 40 countries. And we were focusing on everything outward and not paying attention to our own community. So with that said, we decided to open up and broadcast Lancaster's boutique radio station. And what that station does is it encompasses all the different music genres, and we're focusing on the neighborhood of Lancaster. We want to be the voice of the community.
Right. How do people, so this is like advertisers?
Well,
Listeners I can figure out.
Right. Well, we're trying to get to the business people through the chamber, and let them know how we can connect them with their customers via the internet, through the radio station.
I'll step in because there's a lot of technological developments that's happened over the last several years.
Yeah.
And so my personal passion is keeping an eye on that stuff and tinkering with it. And so when him and I met and started talking about the idea, he said, can you give me an online radio station for all my music? And he has a lot of vinyl and LPs and stuff like that. And it seemed like
Reels, all
and
of that.
it was within my capacity to do it. And as we developed the idea, more and more tools came up that says, oh, I could use this in my business, and I could share other people and how they could use these tools in their business. And I realized that with how efficient it is, people are really just one piece of paper away from their next sale or the next customer, which is kind of the focus of these trifolds that we designed. Because when people work with our radio station, they're not just getting, the music or whatever. They're also getting like the technological advantages of the tools that we found that they may not know that's there. So we want to make business easier for the people that choose to support our radio station.
Norm, how does somebody look at a trifold?
Well, from left to right, usually.
That's the easy answer. Where do they go to look at the trifold?
Okay. Well, the trifold is to give us topics of conversation for when we meet to talk about your business and how radio can service them. For instance, there's some statistics that say your average current listener is between age 12 and 54, and 65% of those have listened to online streaming radio in the last week. And so we're focusing on those people to get them back into the personalities behind the music and the businesses and the communities that bring that music to them.
But you've got a address here, www.kstarrs.com. And I
Yes.
bet that's where you could actually look at the trifold.
That's how you get to the station
Gotcha.
and get to the list of the different genres that we're broadcasting, and Lancaster station is there as well.
deeper on the website. I'll have to make a bigger sticker for it. You'll
Yeah.
find information on these really beautiful cards that come with the trifolds. And well, you can look on video, but there's one that's an audiophile card. Because what we're passionate about is finding the people that have tube stereos, big speakers, the ones that really like listening to music with perfect reproduction.
Exactly.
And Bean is the one that taught me what perfect reproduction is.
Gotcha. But, you know, me as an advertiser, if I'm selling flowers, for instance, are audiophiles going to be my target audience?
Well, if you have a nice date or something, you're going to listen to some music, have some nice flowers,
Yeah.
and
Maybe I want the channel that has romantic ballads.
Background music, right?
Background
There you
music.
go. So you would want to go to the jazz side on that, because we do the full genre of jazz music, not just smooth jazz. Because I'm a musician myself, the first premise of Kstarrs was to be a radio station ran by a musician for musicians.
Ah,
So we go to the NAMM show every year, and we pick up musicians that sign up with Kstarrs that can't get airtime anywhere else.
wow.
And so what we do is
These are like undiscovered.
exactly. And then if they're not registered with ASCAP, BMI, or SoundCloud, we get them registered, and then we air their music, and they start getting their royalty monies. So that was the first premise with all of that, because by being ran by an artist.
This is artist friendly.
Yes, absolutely.
Did you already say that?
Yes, well, kind of, sort of.
Okay, yeah.
and
You know, so that was the first premise, and then when we met our milestone with that, and then we realized that we were so far out, we weren't at home. Hence, the Lancaster Boutique radio station.
and that's what's interesting, because we're business people first. Like, I was an entrepreneur when I was 25. He's been an entrepreneur since I've known him, and he's way longer than that. And
He's at least 26.
at least
At
26. And having those business skills and then being a musician on one side, we see that some people focus on the musician part and they don't have the opportunity to focus on the legal part of it. And so we kind of work on both to help people.
Right.
And so we can refer people to like different aspects that can help their careers better.
I think the legal side is sorely missed on the internet. People
Yes.
think it's free,
Right,
and
right.
then pretty soon they're stealing and they're not
Exactly.
giving credit. And
Exactly. So with what we're doing, all of our royalties are paid through our service, and then we have Amazon. They're one of our sponsors. They handle all our end of everything, and we're just running wild.
There's a lot of paper between the regular people and then the people that are managing the music and how to pay for it and all this other stuff. And so we know that because radio's kind of gone up to a lot of big holders, we know there's room for some of the small people to get their voices in there through
Right.
our
Right.
service.
The
So
moms and
why
pops.
you use the word boutique.
Yes.
And you're actually on the air.
Yes.
You got up and running.
Yes.
Yesterday?
Yeah. Well, we launched the Lancaster station yesterday, midnight last night, and it was a feat that I had to accomplish by being able to compose a soundtrack with all these different genres of music. You know, how do you go from jazz to country and western, for example?
On the same station?
On the same station, on the same profile, on the same track.
Wow.
And I was able to do that. So I have to pat myself on the back, because I didn't think I was going to be able to do it, but I did. And it's streaming now, and you would be amazed at how easy it just flows from one thing to the next without a hiccup. Because that was my
And
gift.
people are finding this and going, what is this?
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So I try to hold on to that genre for 2 or 3 songs before I go into something else so that everybody has their time, shall I
Right.
say?
Yep.
You know, so you'll get 3 or 4 songs of Hank Williams, but not necessarily him. But I'm talking about in the country and western genre, and then we'll go to the Foreigner, AC/DC. You know,
So Steve, you're getting the music out, you're getting the tapes, they're seeing the light of day. This is all part of the dream. And Norm, your creative juices are flowing here.
absolutely.
that's the fun part. They say, ever since I was a kid, says, "Oh, find a job you love or do something that you love." And so I've followed that in music and making sure that people can connect and be able to be empowered with the new tools that we have that people have a chance to look at. I'm watching them.
How do people get in touch with you two?
Through the website, www.kstarrs.com, or my email address is ceo.kstarrs@gmail.com. All that's on all of our materials, and that's how they can get a hold of us.
And you can
Phone
find us
numbers
on
are in
Facebook.
there. Yeah,
Just
Facebook,
type in
Instagram.
Kstarrs.
So we're doing all the social
Now
media.
you're talking about something I almost understand.
Okay.
And then they could even call Anna over at the
the
Lancaster
chamber.
Chamber
At the
and
chamber.
say, where are those guys with that internet music?
Exactly.
And she could set them straight. So
Exactly.
we got just a couple of minutes. What did I forget to talk about or ask about?
Well, what I would like to put out there is that I have a section or I have a stream that's at idle that I need to use, and I want to get the local bands to send in
Ooh.
some music that's not registered or whatever, and I'll give them some airtime for, and get the listeners for their followers. You know, because your local garage bands, they never get anything out there on the air, but now they can.
Yeah.
All you have to do is submit it.
And they're always looking for a place to play.
Absolutely.
Always looking for a venue.
Absolutely.
And if they can make it a paying gig, even better.
Even better.
Yeah. So once again, contact information for you two?
Okay, so I'm available at CTO.Kstarrs@gmail.com. And you can find me on Facebook under Norman Becerra. And I'm passionate about business too, so if you want to have a consultation on describing your business for radio, that's something that could help you figure out how you can represent yourself with the new tools.
Norm, I hope you're patient.
I'm very patient.
Okay.
I like it. 'Cause,
Yeah.
we may need a translator. I don't know. Those are some amazing words about radio. But
Okay.
there's a future.
There's
Yeah.
a future. Well, just watch us. It's a slow growth thing. We'll be here for a while.
Okay.
So we're excited to share and play with the community of Lancaster and Palmdale and Antelope Valley.
Norm and
Absolutely.
Steve, Kstarrs Internet Radio Services. Welcome to the Lancaster Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you
Great,
very
thank
much.
you very
You
much.
bet.